Good evening, race fans, and welcome to round number 3 of the 2023-24 World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series, powered by iRacing. We come to Williams Grove Speedway for our third race of this season. We've had some incredible racing so far. Excited to see what this place has in store for us this evening. Tim Terry, Chase Rodman here to call the action for you. And Chase, we'll see what this place has in store. Drivers in the qualifying session. We've had some big names in this features. We've had some big names try to get to the top of the board, but it's been all Alex Bergeron so far.
Yeah, he's 2 for 2 on the season so far, won both races that we've seen in 2023. Got the win, obviously, at Volusia Speedway Park, and then last weekend got the win at Weed Sports Speedway. Now comes into Williams Grove Speedway as a former winner here, albeit that was 4 years ago, back in 2019. In the field tonight, Tim, 5 different drivers have been able to win one of these World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series races here at the Williams Grove Speedway.
And you see it on the screen. This is round number 3. We've got 10 rounds of this series, and Williams Grove always provides us with some great racing action. And there it is right there. Alex Bergeron on top of the board. Tanner Pettit, James Edens second and third. The cut line we'll talk more about as we go through the rest of this season and we get closer to the end. But Blake Majulis starting to gather some points up. Logan Rumsey, one of those drivers, Chase it missed last week's feature. He's fallen to 13th in points.
Yeah, the top 5 right there, Bergeron, Pettit, Eden, C, and Avila, the only 5 drivers that have been inside the top 10 in every race so far this season. So just 2 races in and only 5 guys have made the top 10 every race. Just shows the parity, shows the competition here that goes along with this World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series. This roster of drivers, there you see the rest of the field right there as things are getting shaken up right there, as you could tell live, as there are some points right there going throughout the heat races and in qualifying here. As we take a look at the track map here at Williams Grove Speedway, the big half mile, the biggest track that these drivers will face all season long. Way back in 1939, this track was built there in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. The Grove is what the nickname is, big paperclip size track, and this is the track that the World of Outlaws in real life has visited the most times in their series history. Almost 250 times the World of Outlaws have been here to Williams Grove Speedway, and ever since the inception of this sim series, they have been here every single year since 2017.
And last season's winner being Hayden Cardwell, and we'll see what he can do here this evening. We will bring you 4 heat races to set the first half or the first few of this field, and heat race number 1's ready to go. Chase, who's in it?
Now let's take a look at the lineup for this one. On the pole, the driver out of Rocheport, Missouri, the M9 Performance number 86, that is Timothy Smith. And outside of him, the driver of car number 8 from San Jose, California, the Nitro Circus sim racing car driven by Ross Kaiser. Row 2 on the inside, the number 50, that's Clayton Davies. He's out of Newcastle, New South Wales, Australia for Synergy Sim Racing. And outside of him, the former late model series champion from Asheville, New York, that's CFM Esports number 127 of Blake Majulis. Row 3 on the inside, driving car number 20 from Cass City, Michigan, that's the Momentum Sim Sport entry of Aiden Forster. And outside of him, the 3-time World Outlaws champion from Drummondville, Quebec, Canada, the Team ABR setup shot number 12, that's Alex Bergeron. Row 4 on the inside, the 07, the most recent winner with the series here at Williams Grove from Knoxville, Tennessee, that's the Alpha Industries number 07 of Hayden Cardwell. Row 4 to the outside, the 32, that's Lane Snook from Mifflintown, Pennsylvania. He drives for Momentum Sim Sport, and your final starter here in this one, the number 21 car, that's Cameron Pritchard. He's out of Carlisle, Pennsylvania for Dirty South Sim Racing. So some interesting stuff going on here in this one. Bergeron, the point leader, starting way back in the 6th position for this feature, or for this heat race, I should say. Tim, he has to get into the top 4 if he wants to transfer straight into tonight's feature event. If he doesn't, he will be relegated to one of those 2 last chance showdowns.
We'll see what he can do. He's got 10 laps to do it. This is the first of 4 heat races. Top 4 will advance. We'll take 16 collectively from those heats and then move to 2 last chance showdowns that will complete our 20-car field for the feature race this evening, which will be 35 laps. Caution periods are non-existent in the heat races and in the last chance showdowns. If we do have a caution in the feature, those caution laps will not count. Green flag laps only this evening. Temperature 67 degrees, light little wind, and the track temperature around 64. And it is a clear day here at the Grove as we get ready to go racing on heat race number 1 for round number 3. And I think that's the big thing. Watch Bergeron here. Watch Cardwell. Watch those guys try to come through the field. As we get the one to go this time, we'll be going green next time by.
Yeah, great qualifying effort here for this one for Timothy Smith, who was so very close, was in the championship hunt with us last season, ended up with one race left to run. He missed the show and took himself out of that championship contention. Last time we were here at the Grove, finished 3rd in 2022, so Timothy Smith definitely likes the Williams Grove Speedway. We'll see if he can hang on for the heat race win and put himself on the pole of tonight's 35-lap feature, I should say. Ross Kaiser to his outside. Then you got Clayton Davies and Blake Majulis. None of those guys are slouches. They all start inside of a transfer spot. Going to be tough for guys like Bergeron, Cardwell, and even Forster, who's been a force to be reckoned with this series. It's going to be tough for them to get past those top 4 guys as we go green down the front straightaway.
Green flag is out and we are underway as quickly these drivers work at a turn number 2. 3 wide in behind these top 2 that have separated themselves from the rest of the field.
3 wide for the 2nd spot. 3 lanes being used early in this one. Battle for the 5th position down the front straightaway. Give it to Aiden Forster. Goes around the outside of Alex Bergeron. And you can tell right here, Tim, the straightaways at Williams Grove, this is the toughest part about this racetrack. It's not the corners. It's trying to get these cars down the straightaway with as much stagger as is in those rear tires. These guys are going to be bouncing left and right all the way down the straightaway, which gets even trickier as the night goes on, when the track gets slicker, and especially when they go side by side like we're seeing right here. A couple of guys getting a little bit racy. There's Clayton Davies in the 50, Blake Majulis right in front of him for that 3rd spot.
Davies has been working this inside line, and as you see there, a little bit of a slip-up going to cost him a spot to Aiden Forster. Going to move him outside of the transfer spot. Going to have to try to dig deep here and make something happen. And there's Bergeron in the 12. Alex Bergeron trying to move up. You're right on board with Lane Snook just in behind as Bergeron makes that move and tries to take away position number 5.
Wow, close call there as the car that he's trying to get by. Clayton Davies bounced off the wall in front of him. Little contact for the 2nd spot up the road. Bergeron's into the wall. They're wrecking down the back straightaway. Big wreck. Bergeron's involved, the point leader. He bounces off the wall in turn 3, keeps going, but is going to fall all the way back to what looks about the 7th position here, Tim. And he's still got another car behind him with Cameron Pritchard that can go by him, and there's damage to that 12 car.
Yeah, Cardwell, as you see there, able to get by. That's for position number 5 as Snook and Bergeron had their moment. Back up front, it is Timothy Smith. Ross Kaiser in 2nd, and he's got a little bit of breathing room, but not much back to Forster. This is Timothy Smith's race to lose almost 2 seconds on the rest of the field.
Yeah, a huge lead right now for the 86, and the top 4 all relatively, I would say, safe at this point in time. Majulis has got a pretty good lead over the number 07 of Hayden Cardwell when it comes to that final transfer position. You got 3 laps to go here in this heat race. So, like I said, this is the biggest track these drivers go to, and this feature tonight, Tim, even if it goes green and checkered, is going to be a long time for these drivers to be on track, having to focus as much as they have to focus to get around this place. So, just these heat races are taking quite a bit of time here. As we work with 2 laps to go, it's Smith followed by Kaiser, Forster, and Majulis, then Cardwell, Snook, Pritchard, and then way back in the 8th position right now is the number 12, your points leader, Alex Bergeron.
And that's what a 3-second gap or so looks like from Hayden Cardwell in 5th up to Blake Majulis. We are on the white flag lap of this one. Final lap being worked down the back straightaway for your leaders as Timothy Smith going to round 3 and 4 and come up to the checkered flag. Smith will win heat race number 1. And in dominating fashion, pulls away by 2 seconds to collect that heat race victory. Forster, Kaiser, and Majulis. Majulis had to dig from that 4th place starting position back and forth to finish in 4th. Cardwell in 5th. Snook, Pritchard, the big story, Bergeron in 8th, and Clayton Davies in position number 9. 5th on back. We'll go to that last chance showdown to try to set themselves up for what will be a featured transfer later on this evening. So heat race number 1 goes to a driver that for the most part of last season was involved in the championship chase, and Chase Rodman has caught up with him.
And Timothy Smith finished 3rd here last year at Williams Grove Speedway, and now you will be on the pole of tonight's feature event. Timothy, it seems like you really like this place, and it showed right there, almost winning that heat race by 2 seconds. How'd you feel?
Yeah, we had a rocky start to the season, but we're getting it figured out here. just can't thank everybody behind me. They've been sticking with me, and we're getting this car faster every single week.
Good luck tonight, Timothy.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Timothy Smith, winner of heat race number 1. He'll be on the pole of tonight's feature event. Heat race number 2 lineup. They are getting themselves on the track now and on the pole. It's going to be the 2-time World of Outlaws Late Model Series on iRacing champion from Spartanburg, South Carolina. That's the CFM Esports number 33 of Evan C. Outside event from Manchester, Pennsylvania, the Alpha Industries number 41. That's driven by Logan Rumsey. Row 2 on the inside. That's going to be the driver out of Brandon, Florida, the Elite Performance Industries number 960 of Sean English. Outside of him, last week's second place finisher at Weed Sport from Chico, California, the Momentum Sim Sport number 24 of Tanner Pettit. Row 3 on the inside, the 22 car, that's Alex Szerzynski from Kenosha, Wisconsin for Black Diamond Motorsports. And outside of him, the number 54, that's Casey Simons out of Las Vegas, Nevada for Racecraft Academy. Row 4 on the inside, the number 11 car, that's Kenny Hoffman rolling off from the 7th position from Allentown, Pennsylvania, the Nitro Circus Sim Racing car. And outside of him, the number 23M of Kenny Miller III out of Morgantown, Pennsylvania for Phantom Motorsports. And your final starter in this one, the number 9 car, that's Tanner Miller from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania for Scott Thomason Racing. So once again, 10 laps, top 4 going on. In the feature event, we've got 9 cars in this one. And what I have noticed here in this one, 2 drivers that I'm seeing here in this heat race, Logan Rumsey and Kenny Miller, both with some real-world experience here at Williams Grove Speedway. We'll see if that helps them out here tonight as we take a look at the prize pool for 2023. A lot of money on the line, Tim.
Absolutely. That championship pool pays $10,000 up top. 10th place is going to pick up $200, and then per race, $300, $200, and $100. And as we documented earlier this evening, those 2 first place prizes this season in feature competition have both gone to Alex Bergeron. Tanner Miller qualifies back in position number 9. There's a driver in that number 9 car that needs to start looking at maybe getting some points, getting a cushion to get into that top 15 for eligibility to retain their license for next season. I know we're talking race number 3, but with these races with a short season as we get ready to roll heat race number 2, every single point is key, and you don't want to be missing features and get yourself kind of into that rut chase where you're on the wrong side looking in going into these features.
Yeah, we've talked about it already here on this race broadcast today that, I mean, just 5 guys in 2 races have made the top 10 every single race. And that number, as far as drivers just making the feature every race, it is going to be relatively small by the time the season's over. I would say maybe around 10 guys will make all 10 features so far this season. We've seen a couple of top contenders that we would think would be making features already miss a couple so far this season. So just goes to show how tough the competition is, how tough it is to be consistent here with this World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series. Talked about Logan Rumsey. He is a racer in real life. He's ran with a 358 wing sprint car here at Williams Grove Speedway. Kenny Miller III has ran a non-wing 360 sprint car here at the Grove on quite a few occasions. So interested to see how those guys go as we go green in heat race number 2. The former late model series champion Evan C leads him down the front straight away.
And Logan Rumsey last week missed the feature, so he's trying to put that behind him. He'll get second place and put the rest of the field behind him and start to chase down Evan C. As you look at this battle, a little contact in behind. We got one going around, and it's going to give us a little bit of a gap from 4th on back.
Yeah, Kenny Hoffman, the big benefactor out of that one, missed the incident, is going to move into the 5th position, 1 spot out of a transfer. Now you look at the number 24 car. There's Tanner Pettit. He's currently on the bubble position right behind the number 960 car of Sean English. Obviously, Pettit's in a transfer spot, Tim, but he wants a little bit of an insurance policy here. Would not mind getting by the 960 of Sean English and putting him on the bubble.
Pettit enters second in the championship standings, and with what we saw with Bergeron earlier, you might want to get that little bit of insurance as you ride on board with Logan Rumsey. And Logan's had a little bit of racing with one hand. That sling definitely not going to help him.
Yeah, last week, I think, just a couple days before last week's race at Weed Sport, he had surgery, I believe, on his shoulder or on his wrist or something like that. And now, that's why we saw him miss the feature at Weed Sport, fresh off that surgery. And now, with the sling on, trying to make it happen here tonight at the Grove, running in the 2nd spot, doing a great job holding off Sean English and Tanner Pettit for that 2nd position right now. And really maintaining pace right now with your race leader, Evan C, as they work off a turn 4. Oh, C hits the wall, and Rumsey's got to run on him down the front straightaway. Look at the inside for the lead.
Logan Rumsey to the inside. Evan C going to try to cross him over back down to the inside. It's going to close in Sean English in the 960. And Pettit and Hoffman also there as well. We've got 5 cars dancing for this lead. Only 4 are going to transfer in to the feature contest. Down to the inside goes Evan C. trying to take that lead back. What can Logan Rumsey do? Gets that run off of 2.
Big run down the back straightaway, looking to the inside. He's going to throw the slider right back at the 2-time late model series champion, and he will take the lead. C not able to cross back underneath, but here comes English. Now makes it a 3-car battle for the top spot. Evan C back to the inside. He throws the slider, takes the lead back again. The 4-wheel tries to block him down the back straightaway. Rumsey goes to the top side back into turn 3. This is the race for the win in the heat race, obviously, but also the race to start on the outside of the front row for tonight's feature event.
Tanner Pettit gets to the outside of English, picks up position number 3, and that white number 24 begins to roll the top a little bit, trying to get up to Rumsey to make something happen. Rumsey goes to that outside line. They flirt with the guardrail. Here comes Sean English to the inside. They'll come to the white flag with Evan C. leading.
And all of a sudden, here comes Kenny Hoffman. He looks to the inside for the transfer spot. He was in 5th, now he's in 4th, almost had the 3rd spot. And there goes Pettit right back around him on the outside. Race for 2nd in the final corner. Pettit goes to the bottom. He's not going to make up any ground. Your race winner is going to be C. And at the line, the 4th spot is going to go to Kenny Hoffman at the line.
What a run to the stripe in that one to transfer in. Evan C. is your winner. Sean English, Logan Rumsey, and Kenny Hoffman. Last lap picks up position number 4. It moves Tanner Pettit, your 2nd place driver in points, to a last chance showdown. Casey Simons, Tanner Miller, Kenny Miller, and Alex Zerzinski complete your field. We'll recap that and bring you 2 more heat races coming up after this.
Dirt Vision is home to the greatest shows on dirt, led by World of Outlaws Sprint Cars, the pinnacle of dirt racing. If you can't be at the track, Dirt Vision is the only place to watch the Outlaws and the most powerful late models on the planet. You also get the Super Dirt Car Series, Dirt Car Summer Nationals, and Extreme Outlaw Midgets. Dirt Vision brings you nearly 500 live races, including weekly racing at America's premier tracks. See them all with a Dirt Vision Fast Pass. There are flexible options so both casual and hardcore fans can live stream races on multiple devices. You also get 2,000 classic races free in our video vaults, along with Dirt Vision QuickTime, off days features, and our 24/7 streaming channel, Dirt Vision Now. Register for free or buy your Fast Pass now at dirtvision.com or on the Dirt Vision app.
World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series is brought to you by Thrustmaster. Thrustmaster now does direct drive. The T818 is perfect for every sim racer with a constant, unfiltered 10 Nm of torque for precise and powerful force feedback. It's compatible with the full Thrustmaster ecosystem, including an improved quick release system. Place your order today at thrustmaster.com. And by World of Outlaws Dirt Racing. Drive like an outlaw. Grab the 2023 Season Update or Edition on Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and Nintendo Switch.
Welcome back to the Grove. 2 heat races have been completed. Your 2nd heat race winner was Evan C., and Chase Rodman has caught up with him.
Evan C. currently 4th in the point standings, and the 2 guys in front of him have missed the feature here so far tonight. Evan, what do you have to say after that heat race win? You and Logan going at it pretty hard. I saw you tap the wall off of turn number 4. It seems like this place is pretty tricky to get around here tonight.
Yeah, there's a couple of bumps on the track, or not a couple, but a lot. And I mean, they're just you got to miss them, and I just kind of hit one that lap and slid up and got the wall. But I was able to fight off Logan and kind of keep him from getting to me on the back stretch and just blocking his line into the turn there, and it paid off and was able to pull back away. But definitely a tough place to get around tonight. Tracks is pretty rough, it seems like, and definitely going to make it interesting, I think.
All right, Evan C., the winner of heat race number 2. He'll start outside the front row for tonight's 35-lap feature event. Heat race number 3 is on the track now, and on the pole, the driver to Mount Airy, North Carolina. It's the CFM Esports number 00 car, and that's Kendall Tucker. Outside of him, the number 47, that's Chance Siskowski. He's out of Kenosha, Wisconsin for Phantom Motorsports. Then you look at row number 2 on the inside, your third starter driving car number 42. That's Noah Carpenter. He's out of Spring Hill, Florida for M9 Performance. Outside of him from Lone Jack, Missouri, it's the Elite Performance Industries number 88 car of Garrett Halsey. Row 3 on the inside, your third place driver in the point standings come into the night. The driver out of Santa Rosa, California for Alpha Industries, it's the 52 of James Edens, and outside of him, the 16 car, that's the other driver out of Santa Rosa, California, Joey Lingen for Momentum Simsport. Row 4 on the inside, your 7th starter, former winner here at Williams Grove from Franklin, Pennsylvania, that's the Elbows Up Simsport car of Braden Eiler. And your final starter for this one, the 74 Adam Elby out of Tracy, California for Alpha Industries. So, wow, look at this, Tim. The top 2 in points have not made the show yet. They have to come out of the last chance showdown, and now we could potentially make that the top 3 as James Eden starts outside of a transfer spot for this one.
Yeah, as you look at that third row, you have Edens and Lindgren, both who have made both features so far this season. You got Kendall Tucker, Sikowski, and Halsey. 3 of the top 4 have not made a feature in the first 2 races so far this season. Obviously, I think the big name out of that is Kendall Tucker, who's been to the mountaintop before and has won these races and knows a thing or two about getting to victory lane. And then you look at Noah Carpenter, a rookie in this series, and sitting in third, made both features so far. So you've got a mix of drivers who have had some really good luck this season, Chase, and some drivers that have been on the wrong side of the inch, and we'll see what happens here and see if we have those last chance showdowns a little more stacked more than they already are.
Yeah, Kendall Tucker, it's been just an abysmal start to the season. Just 4 total championship points. He's down in 31st in the standings, but he will lead the field to green here in heat race number 3. If he can get the win, he'll start inside the second row for tonight's feature here at Williams Grove and try and turn this season around with a good run here tonight. Side by side for second down the back straightaway, Siskowski and Noah Carpenter go at it. Carpenter going to slide in between Siskowski and Tucker and take the second spot away.
And in the middle is that 52 of Edens trying to make something happen and move into a transfer position as they fan out 3 wide through 1 and 2. The 42 up the hill picks up a spot, and this is going to get tight. Eiler down to the inside, the 16 of Lindgren to the outside, and this they have it 3 wide.
Somehow they do keep it 3 wide. I'll tell you what, going 3 wide down the straightaway at Williams Grove has got to be these drivers' worst nightmare, especially if you're in the middle of that 3 wide battle. Whoa, Edens a little squirrely off the corner right there. Halsey back around him on the outside. Edens is struggling right now to get himself into a transfer spot. Right now he runs in the 6th position as they work down the front straightaway with still 6 laps to go.
These last chance showdowns might be very key here this evening as you got one up the road. That might have been Tucker that scraped the wall. Carpenter is your leader now as the 52 of Edens tries to get back to the inside of Halsey. This is now a battle side by side for position number 5. Not too far up the road as your transfer as you ride on board with Joey Lindgren.
How about the 5 of Braden Eiler in this one? Started back in the 7th position, and he has been what we say rolling some hot bottom in this race. Is up into the 3rd position, looking for second down the front stretch. Can't get by Tucker there, but they are 3 wide again here. Joey Lindgren going at it with James Edens along with the 47 of Siskowski. What a battle the last 2 heat races have had here in the middle of the pack. Lindgren back to the inside, nearly gets into the left rear of Siskowski, and now here goes Halsey to the outside. He takes the 4th spot away.
Siskowski was trying to hold on to that inside line and try to hold on to that race car, going to lose that spot to Halsey. And here comes Lindgren trying to make something happen. Oh, by the way, the race for the lead, it's about a second from Carpenter back to Tucker. Tucker trying to hold on to position number 2 and keep this battle that's brewing for a transfer spot behind him.
Wow, great stuff here from about third on back, 3 wide for third off of turn number 2. We talked about it earlier. This is the biggest track these drivers will race all season long, and it is the widest. There goes Edens, 2 for the price of 1. A wholesale down off of turn number 4, takes the spot away, and there goes the 88 of Halsey, runs into the back bumper of Edens, but Edens is going to have the 4 spot for a moment. He's got it down the back straightaway. What a move.
Siskowski drove it in deep on Halsey there. I think he might have been a little bit hot under their collar after the little contact that they made about a lap or so ago, but they're going to have to figure it out, and they're going to have to figure it out behind them as they have a battle for position number 2. Your leader on the white flag lap all by himself. They are racing hard in behind. Eden's going to take position number 4, but up in front, it's all Noah Carpenter. Checkered flag for the 42. Carpenter picks up this heat race victory. In behind them, things got a little bit hot. Tucker finishes in second. Eiler in third. James Edens is going to punch his ticket into the feature in fourth. Then you've got Lindgren, Halsey, Siskowski, and Elby. I don't think the 16, the 88, the 47, there might be a little bit of bad blood between some of them, Chase. That is going to make for a very interesting last chance showdown. But how about the 42 picking up heat race number 3? He's caught up with Chase.
Noah Carpenter, the winner here of heat race number 3, your first heat race win as a driver with the World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series, your 6th in points. Noah, how would you evaluate your season so far, especially coming off that heat race win? Things have been going pretty well.
Yeah, it's been amazing. Like, coming in here as a rookie, you know, expectations weren't too high, but it's been awesome, man. This is such a dream come true for me, and to be able to run so good so early, it's just amazing.
All right, Noah Carpenter, great to see him get a heat race win. Good luck the rest of the night.
Thank you.
Heat race number 4 now getting lined up. Let's take a look at who starts where in this one. On the pole, it's going to be the driver out of Millersburg, Pennsylvania, the defending World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series champion from Elbows Up Simsport, the 85 of Tyler Schell. Outside of him, the number 14, that's J.D. Brown. He's out of Bakersfield, California for Alpha Industries. Row 2 on the inside, the third starter from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, the Elite Performance Industries, number 46 of Matt Powell. And outside of him, currently 5th in the standings, it's the driver out of Lemoore, California from Momentum Simsport, the 49 of Ryan Avila. Row 3 on the inside, the 25 of Tyler Ducharme from Castleton, Vermont for Alpha Industries, and outside of him, the number 89 car, that's the driver out of Norville, New South Wales, Australia for Vortex Simsport, Nathan Vandewacker. Row 4 on the inside, the 7 starter, the number 38 car, or sorry, the 13A, I should say, that'll be Aiden Beerline. He's out of Woodford, Virginia for Team ABR, and outside of him, the number 38 car, that's Brett Strickler from York, Pennsylvania for Brent Marks Racing Sim Team. Seen some great battles already throughout these heat races, Tim, especially in that last one and in heat race number 2. The track's starting to widen out a little bit here, and we're seeing big sliders. We're seeing guys roll the bottom. Exactly what you want to see. And another thing you want to see is that deal right there, Black Friday for iRacing.
Oh, we love sales, and the sale is only going to go through till November 30th, so that's the middle of the week. If you haven't got your Black Friday deal yet from iRacing, 25% off 1- and 2-year renewals and 50% off for new users. So if you haven't got your career started or restarted when it comes to sim racing, head over to iRacing.com and get your Black Friday deal done and get yourself on here. You could be slinging some dirt, and if you want to learn more about this series and how you get involved in the drivers and the standings and the schedule and where we are in the year, iRacing.com/WOOSC for all the information on the World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series powered by iRacing. 4th and final heat. We're going to send 4 more into the feature. We're going to send a few more back to the last chance showdowns, and we've seen some names that have missed it already this evening. Those last chance showdowns are already stacked. We'll see who ends up there with them.
Absolutely. Tyler Schell on the pole of this one, obviously the defending World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series champion, and returns to the track where he got his first ever series win here back in 2021. I remember that night. He was so excited to finally get a win with the series after being a part of it for a couple of years before finally breaking through for that win. So 85 car Tyler Schell, I saw him actually here at Williams Grove in real life with the World of Outlaws earlier this year. He comes to this track on a pretty regular basis in real life, so definitely cool to see that. But going to be an exciting heat race, I think. You've got a couple of guys towards the tail end of the field here, got to make their way into a transfer spot, kind of like what we saw from the last couple of heat races, especially here with Tyler Ducharme and Aiden Beerline, the 2 I'm looking at for this one. As we head to the green flag, the final heat race of the night is underway.
Shell gets a big jump. It's going to be a battle for position number 2 as Avila looks to the inside of J.D. Brown to pick up that runner-up position. You see the 46 way down to the inside as Powell trying to make something happen on that bottom groove as Shell comes up at a corner number 4. Will lead lap number 1.
Yep, Tyler Shell up front, showing the way. Second spot right now belongs to the driver out of Bakersfield, California, J.D. Brown. Holding on to P2. Race for third is on as Matt Powell looked underneath the number 49 of Ryan Avila. Now they try and go 3 wide into the corner. Multiple lanes of racing being utilized here in the heat race. Here comes Avila to the left rear of J.D. Brown. Will we see a slider for the second spot? Indeed we do, but Avila not going to clear it. Coming back around on the outside. Close call there. J.D. Brown trying to thread the needle.
Avila trying to take that second place position in behind Aiden Beerline, trying to make his way into a transfer position. It's currently Vandewacker that has that spot. Position number 4, that red car closing in on J.D. Brown, but Beerline is working that inside, trying to make something happen here as we are getting closer to the halfway point in this one, and we've got a battle on our hands.
Yeah, Beerline watched what Braden Eiler did there in that last heat race. Drove from 7th and nearly got the 2nd position on the very inside of the racetrack. Beerline trying to do the same thing. He started back in 7th. He's up in the 5th, but now back to 6th as Powell gets back around him down the back straightaway. Riding on board with Vandewacker, who's right in front of that battle between Beerline and Powell. They work down the front straightaway. That time by 6 down and 4 to go here in the final heat race.
You look back from Vandewacker as he tries to hold off the rest of the field, battling for that transfer position. Looks pretty calm, cool, and collected right now. Works that wheel in the corner, but here comes Powell trying to take that outside line and try to take it to a transfer position. In the second half, Tyler Shell has a comfortable lead on Avila, but ever since Avila was able to get by Brown, he's been reeling in that 85 of Tyler Shell.
Another thing to mention there with that onboard shot of Vandewacker, a lot of these drivers in the field tonight, it is dark when they are racing, but you looked out his window right there, it was bright outside out of New South Wales, Australia. I want to say it's around 11 a.m. right now for Nathan Vandewacker as he is trying to race his way into the feature with the World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series at Williams Grove. But here comes Matt Powell to the rear bumper, goes around the outside, trying to find a way by with 2 laps to go this time by the line, and Vandewacker might be in trouble here late in this one.
Beerline there as well. Powell trying to make something happen and now goes to the outside. Does Vandewacker. Look at the run that Powell gets. Moves it to the inside as they'll come by this time and take the white flag. And now what does Vandewacker do?
He's got to make a move to the inside. Well, Powell tries to go down to block the line. Vandewacker, he goes right through it anyways. They go side by side. Beerline is there as well. 3-car battle for the last transfer spot. Into the final corner. Who's going to get it? Beerline tries to sneak up the inside. Powell gets sideways off the corner, and Vandewacker is going to hang on. When it looked like he was going to lose it on the final lap, he's able to hang on and get the job done in car number 89.
It looked like Beerline was going to make something happen there with the way those two were racing, but he is going to go to a last chance showdown. Tyler Shell's your winner. Ryan Avila closing in at the end, finishes in second. J.D. Brown and Nathan Vandewacker, your top 4. They're into the feature later on. Powell, Beerline, Ducharme, and Strickler are going to be on the outside looking in. They will be in a last chance showdown. We've got 2 of them. They are stacked. They come up after this.
You say you can't wait to get to the track to pick up the latest World of Outlaws gear? Slide on over to worldofoutlaws.com to get your NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars and Case late model hats, decals, hoodies, and other great souvenirs. Buy $50 worth of merchandise and get free shipping anywhere in the continental United States. Why stand in line? Buy your Outlaw gear online. Visit the Outlaw General Store online today at worldofoutlaws.com.
This winter, get out of the cold at Florida's Volusia Speedway Park. In January, it's a late model palooza known as the Sunshine Nationals, followed a week later by the germ-free Southern Sprint Car Shootout. The spotlight turns to Florida in February. 2 weeks of the Federated Auto Parts Dirt Car Nationals. And finally, World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars return in March for Bike Week Jamboree. Escape the winter and kick off 2024 at Volusia Speedway Park. Make your plans today at VolusiaSpeedwayPark.com or call 844-DIRT-TICKS. be there.
The World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series is brought to you by Thrustmaster. Thrustmaster now does direct drive. The T818 is perfect for every sim racer with a constant, unfiltered 10 Nm of torque for precise and powerful force feedback. It's compatible with the full Thrustmaster ecosystem, including an improved quick release system. Place your order today at thrustmaster.com. And by World of Outlaws Dirt Racing. Drive like an outlaw. Grab the 2023 Season Update or Edition on Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and Nintendo Switch.
Welcome back to the Grove. 4 heat races have been completed this evening. Heat race number 4 winner was Tyler Schell, and Chase has caught up with him.
Tyler Schell currently tied for 7th in the point standings, coming into the night as the defending World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series champion. And Tyler also returning to the site of your first ever win with the series, and now you're in position to maybe do it again here tonight.
A good heat race. Them 9 boys are we're rolling tonight. We got, I think, 3 of the 4 heat races, so hopefully one of us can win, and hopefully we can have another good points run and see where we can end up in the points.
All right, Tyler Schell, winner of heat race number 4. He will start 4th in tonight's 35-lap feature. Let's get into the first of 2 last chance showdowns. The lineup, 07, the former winner here back in 2022, Hayden Cardwell on the pole. Outside of him, the number 16 car of Joey Lindgren. Row 2 on the inside, the 32 car, that's Lane Snook, and outside of him, the 88 of Garrett Holsey. Row 3, Cameron Pritchard in 21, and the 47, Chance Siskowski starts in the 6th position. Row number 4, that's where you're going to find the 3-time World of Outlaws champion Alex Bergeron in 12, and outside of him, the number 74 car Adam Elby. Rounding up the field, the number 50 Clayton Davies. So 9 cars in this one. The only difference, Tim, we're going to add 2 laps to this race, and we're only going to take 2 to the back of the feature event, which is not good news if your name is Alex Bergeron or if you're a fan of Alex Bergeron. Starting way back in 7th in this one, he has got his work cut out for him.
So we took 4 from the heat race as Alex started 6th in heat race number 1, didn't make the show. He starts 7th in this last chance showdown number 1. We're taking 2. The odds continue to get a little bit longer when you come to these last chance showdowns. Bergeron is going to have some work to do, but if anybody can do it, it is driver number 12. We'll see what Bergeron can do from that 7th place spot. But he's got the 07 of Hayden Cardwell, who won here a year ago. He's got Joey Lindgren on the outside of row number 1. And Joey's made both features so far this season, so obviously wants to continue that streak as well. And you ride on board with Bergeron, your championship point leader, Chase, needs to pass in this shot at least 5 cars.
I want to put this into perspective as well. If Bergeron does not make the show here tonight, he does not get any points besides the ones that he earned in the heat race, which would have been 2. Now, to win the feature tonight, it is 70 points. So there could be a ton of ground made up on him here tonight if somebody like a Tyler Schell gets the win, who comes into the night 54 points behind Bergeron in the point standings. And there you are, the live points on the right side of your screen as they run now. That could change drastically by the end of this 12-lap last chance showdown.
That doesn't include where they would be starting and or running in the feature for those that transferred in as well. So this is huge for Alex Bergeron. These 12 laps are big as Hayden Cardwell going to lead this field to green with Joey Lindgren to the outside. Green flag flies, and look at Bergeron already back there trying to make a move.
They're trying to go 4 wide in the middle of the pack right there. Cameron Pritchard, Garrett Holsey, Chance Siskowski.
Transfer spots. Lane Snook, how about the driver in the 32, trying to make his 3rd feature of the season, but they got tight underneath him.
And Lane Snook has been very good to start this season as one of our rookie drivers. Him and Noah Carpenter have easily been the most impressive as Snook gets into the wall right there and barely escaped with that one as he was 3 wide off the corner. Look at Clayton Davies. He started way back in the 9th position, Tim. As I said, that gets hit from behind by Siskowski, and they're going to wreck down the back straightaway.
Up right there. Look at the lead. Here comes Cardwell to the point. Slide job there, picks up the lead. A crossover from Joey Lindgren. Going to try to get Lindgren back to the lead.
Good stuff here in this one is Joey Lindgren, another one of our rookie drivers, trying to get by the former winner here at the Grove. It looked like the 07 ricocheted off the wall off of turn number 2 and still had the momentum to make the pass on Lindgren for the top spot. There he goes across the start-finish line. It's going to be Cardwell leading at the halfway point here in LCS number 1. Lindgren, he rolls the middle, pulls up alongside him, and once again, Cardwell using the wall to straighten his car down the straightaway as Lane Snook and Garrett Holsey look on from back in 3rd and 4th.
Snook has made both features so far this season. Halsey hasn't made one this season. Oh, by the way, they're battling for 3rd right now, and that's one position out of what would be a top 2 transfer. So they got to figure it out amongst themselves first, Chase, and then try to track down these top 2 who are also putting on a show for the lead.
Yeah, if I was Snook and Holsey, I would be talking to each other saying, hey, let's stay in line here, buddy, and let's try and track these guys down. We're not going to make the show racing for 3rd. We've got to get up to that 16 car and be inside the top 2. Laps are winding down. 4 to go this time by, and it looks like Snook is tracking down Lindgren just a little bit. That last time by, a 17.8 for Lindgren and a 17.65 for Snook. He's all over him down the back straightaway.
You've got to get by him, though. That's going to be a big thing here with 4 laps to go. Going to be 3 laps to go this time by. He's tracked him down. And, oh, by the way, Lindgren is right there on Cardwell. Got to be consistent. Got to be smooth here. And got to get one more position if you're the driver of the 32. Looks to the middle. Gets a little bit of ground made up. The 16 of Lindgren continues to hold on to position number 2. You're right on board with the 16.
Yeah, good stuff here. Great angle as you see Joey Lindgren right there with the VR goggles on, trying to wheel that 16 car to a transfer bay. Here comes Snook. He peels off and looks to the inside for the transfer spot. Can't make the pass. Lindgren drives back around on the outside, but Snook let him know he's there right now. The 32 car has got a car capable of getting by Joey Lindgren. The white flag's coming out this time by. Do we see another flyer into turn number 1? No, Lindgren blocks the inside. Snook's going to have one more chance at 3 and 4, Tim.
And Lindgren might have a chance at the lead, too, as Cardwell leads this thing. Lindgren had a couple of really good looks at the leader, but he's not going to get there. Cardwell trying to hold on to it. Snook tried to take that spot at the end. He's not going to get there either. Hayden Cardwell holds on to this one, and Joey Lindgren holds on to second. Lane Snook give it everything that he could, and is going to fall to position number 3 and out of the feature this evening at the Grove. Halsey, Pritchard, Bergeron, Sikowski, Davies, LB your field. The big story there, obviously, is Alex Bergeron not making the show in 6th place after that early race wreck.
Tim, I am already looking forward to what the points look like after tonight at the Grove, because there's a lot of things going on here, not only with Bergeron, but with the other drivers as well. As we got one more last chance showdown to go before we get into tonight's feature.
But how about this? World of Outlaws Dirt Racing is available now. It's been available for a while, but remember we talked earlier about Black Friday deals with iRacing? There are Cyber Monday deals going on as well. If you head to worldofoutlaws.game.com, you get all the information on the Cyber Monday deal. Save yourself a little bit of money. Pick it up if you haven't already from your favorite retailer, and get on board and get into the sim. There's been some different combinations that guys have been going for and have been liking. Chase, you said a couple last week too that were your favorites, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The UMP modified at the Chili Bowl. That is the one I recommend. And I'll tell you what, Tim, I've done a lot of laps on this game. Mostly split screen. Have not tried to play online quite yet, but the split screen is so much fun. It's kind of like back in the day with your buddies. You know, you're sitting next to them, and if they wreck you, you can punch them right in the face or whatever you want to do. It is just so much fun. So many good tracks. Even the fantasy tracks are so good. And it sounds like there are some deals that you need to take a look at for World of Outlaws Dirt Racing right now.
So get your hands on it if you haven't already, and we're going to get our hands on a second last chance showdown. If it's anything like the first one, this one's going to be good.
Yeah, this is interesting here as Tanner Pettit, currently 2nd in points, is going to be on the pole of this one, in danger of potentially not making the show. Outside of him, the 46 of Matt Powell. Row 2 on the inside, the 54, that's Casey Simons, and outside of him, that's the 13 car of Aiden Beerline. Row 3, the number 9 car, Tanner Miller. He's going to start from 5th, and outside of him, the 25, that's Tyler Ducharme. Row 4 on the inside, the number 23M, that'll be Kenny Miller III. And outside of him, starting from the 8th position, number 38 car, Brett Strickler. And your your final starter in this one will be the 22 car of Alex Szerzynski. So, Tim, I did not think there would be a chance tonight where we would see potentially the top 2 in points both miss the feature, but that could certainly happen. And what I was talking about before we read the lineup and before the World of Outlaws Dirt Racing commercial there, I mean, we've got Bergeron missing the show. James Edens ran 4th in his heat race. He starts towards the back. Ryan Avila was 5th in points. He ran towards the middle of his heat race. A guy like Noah Carpenter or a guy like Tyler Schell, who came in tonight 6th and 7th in points, they could leapfrog all the way up to maybe in the top 3.
Yeah, absolutely. Evan C. is having a good night for him. So if you're an Evan C. fan, that's going to be one, I think, to kind of circle. This obviously is race number 3. Very early to talk about championship points and the like. Obviously, you see the big prizes that they're racing for in that championship pool. But it's early. And we mentioned earlier as well that these drivers, that number of all those drivers that have made both features or made all the features so far, coming in, it was 13. We've already lost 2 of those in Bergeron and Snook. And quick math here, I think there's 4 in this last chance showdown. It's only 2 spots. So there's at least 2 more, and it might be a third as well, as Matthew Powell had a really good run in his heat race, just couldn't close the deal. Tanner Pettit on the inside, going to try to lock this thing up. This is going to be a very exciting 12 laps to decide the final 2 in the feature for round number 3, and Pettit's already gone. Green flag flies, big lead for the 24.
Yep, he looks good as Beerline's already going to work on. Matt Powell goes back to the inside, like where we saw that 13 car in the heat race, and noses ahead of the 46 down the back straightaway, and Aiden Beerline quickly into the last transfer spot. But as we've seen here throughout the last chance showdown, that does not necessarily mean you're safe with guys like Simons, guys like Ducharme, and Powell right behind you trying to track him down.
They fan out for second on back, and they're about to fan out for the lead. There's 3 wide in the middle of this pack, though. This is getting intense. Got a battle for the lead with Beerline looking to the inside.
Great racing from about 5th on back. They're 3 wide again down the front straightaway. Beerline takes the top spot away. Pettit gives him a shot in the shorts in the middle of the corner right there, and that allows Powell to maybe close in slightly on your top 2. Here he comes up to the back bumper of Tanner Pettit. 3-car breakaway up front. They're nose to tail as they work off a turn 4.
Yeah, those 2 drivers up in front need to have a big night, and how about big nights here? These drivers need to get on the march in order to make it in to this feature. 2 and 3 wide, 1 in the wall at a turn number 2 as they continue to wheel with more contact.
And there goes Ducharme around along with Casey Simons. They both fall to the rear of the field. They keep on going, but essentially they will not be in the top 2 here tonight. They're way too far behind. The top 3 still relatively close with Powell, Pettit, and Beerline. Can Matt Powell play the spoiler in this one and knock out the second place driver in points here at Williams Grove Speedway? We're halfway home this time by.
Oh, and by the way, Powell has not made a feature so far this season, so that would be huge, not only for Powell to make one, but also knock out Tanner Pettit, who is second in the standings. You ride on board with Tanner Pettit. There goes the 46 of Powell to the outside.
There are lanes all over this racetrack right now. You see your leaders around the bottom, but it looks like you're able to move around and go to different places. Nobody's really exploring, with the exception of that 46 car. And really, Tim, he has to. He cannot run behind these guys. If you're going to pass him, you got to go somewhere else. And now Pettit, he looks to the outside of Beerline for the top spot down the front straightaway.
And a look was all it was, as Pettit now has to play a little bit of defense to keep that 46 in behind him. If you're Powell, maybe you're searching, do you wait until 2 laps to go? Do you wait to that white flag lap to try to make that final move to take it away? Powell is there. He's looking, and if they continue to look, I think Kenny Miller's getting a little bit bigger too.
Yeah, he certainly is. The last time by, he was a 10th faster than your second and third place cars, but Kenny Miller is maybe about 12 car lengths behind Matt Powell. This time by will come around to 3 laps to go. I think Miller needs these top 3 to start battling if he wants any shot at a potential transfer here in this one. Looking at the lap times, last time by a 17.851 for Pettit, a 17.889 for Powell, so they are very close in times. They're kind of just, stagnant right now, waiting for one guy to make a mistake.
Beerline goes to that bottom groove, and Pettit tries to find something else in the middle. 2 laps remaining in this last chance showdown. Powell in the middle to the top, trying to make something happen. Little bit of separation between your top 3. It's going to get real here as they come down to the white flag. Beerline's been on that inside line. I think one of those bumps on that inside line may have upset that 13 coming off the corner, but still has enough of an advantage to keep the lead away from from Tanner Pettit. Pettit trying to hold on to second, Powell in third. They come through 3 and 4. And last chance showdown number 2 is going to go to Aiden Beerline. Pettit had the run at the end, could not make it happen. Beerline and Pettit are your final 2 transferees. Everybody else is going to the house. Powell, Miller, Strickler, Strzinski, Miller, Simons, and Ducharme. Your balance of last chance showdown number 2. Qualifying complete. We've got 35 laps in round number 3 coming up next.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series is brought to you by Thrustmaster. Thrustmaster now does direct drive. The T818 is perfect for every sim racer with a constant, unfiltered 10 Nm of torque for precise and powerful force feedback. It's compatible with the full Thrustmaster ecosystem, including an improved quick release system. Place your order today at thrustmaster.com. And by World of Outlaws Dirt Racing. Drive like an outlaw. Grab the 2023 Season Update or Edition on Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and Nintendo Switch.
Welcome back to Williams Grove. You're looking at some of the intense racing we saw a little bit earlier on in the heat races and the last chance showdowns. And we've got some big names not making the show, but we do have 20 that are lining up and getting ready to go for what is going to be a very exciting 35-lap feature to come. As we see some of that racing action, there's the wreck that took Bergeron out of a transfer spot in the last chance showdown, and the battle at the end was phenomenal in last chance showdown number 2.
Yeah, it sure was. And now we'll take a look at this track map one more time. And one thing that is interesting to note here before this feature event, Tim, this is the first feature so far this season that has not had a complete rework of the track surface going into the main event here. So this track is going to be slick right off the bat. It's going to be 2 lanes. It's going to be sliders. It's going to be all kinds of craziness all the way around this half mile in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. We came into the night with 5 different drivers that have won here at this track, and right now it's looking pretty good for a 6th different winner, as a couple of them have failed to make the show. A couple other ones start towards the tail end. This is set to be one heck of a show here tonight at the Grove.
And I went back and did my work on my math. There are 10 drivers that have made now all 3 features so far this season. Kaiser, Beerline, Lindgren, Forster, Pettit, C, Carpenter, Avila, Edens, and Shell, and obviously Bergeron's name not on that list after the last chance showdown. All we've got left is 35 green flag laps. Caution laps will not count in the feature. The drivers now allowed to go on the racetrack and do a 1-minute kind of hot lap segment. They were all lined up at the end of pit road to get out here, and now they've had an opportunity to get out here and get at least a couple of laps in before we go racing.
Yeah, absolutely. All the more laps you can get, the better, obviously. And Tim, you know, we talk about this championship, and maybe it's too early to talk about it, but in my opinion, it is not too early to talk about it. It's a 10-race series. If you miss one night, your season is all but done. But at this point, maybe you can miss one night. Bergeron misses one. Former champion Tyler Schell's missed one. Here's that point battle right now. But with only 10 races, 10 weekends, or 10 Mondays, I should say, you have no room to falter. We should be talking about points at the very first race, I think. There's $10,000 up for grabs. These are the live points as they sit right now.
And this is after heat races, doesn't include what is about to go on in the feature. So obviously,
Correct.
Once we grid Tanner Pettit, he is going to probably hop ahead of Alex Bergeron, James Edens, Evan C. I think Evan C. with his qualifying effort, I think is going to be the big beneficiary of all of this. But we've got 35 laps to run. Drivers beginning to hit the grid and getting ready to see what they have. What do we have for a starting grid?
Yeah, on the pole, the number 86, Timothy Smith out of Rocheport, Missouri, is going to be on the pole. Outside of him, the number 33, two-time late model champion, Spartanburg, South Carolina's Evan C. Row 2 on the inside, the rookie, Noah Carpenter from Spring Hill, Florida. He'll start third, and outside of him, the defending World of Outlaws champion, the number 85, Tyler Schell from Millersburg, Pennsylvania, starts fourth. Row 3 on the inside, the number 20, that's going to be Aiden Forster from Cass City, Michigan, and outside of him, the number 960 car from Brandon, Florida, it's Sean English. Row 4 on the inside, the number 00 car, Kendall Tucker from Mount Airy, North Carolina, and outside of him, from Lemoore, California, the 49 of Ryan Avila. Row 5 on the inside from San Jose, California, it's the number 8 of Ross Kaiser, and outside of him from Manchester, Pennsylvania, the 41, it's Logan Rumsey. Row 6 on the inside, another Pennsylvanian from Franklin, the number 5 of Braden Eiler, and outside of him, the number 14 car, that's J.D. Brown. They'll start from the 12th position. Row 7, the 127, another former late model series champion, Blake Bajulis in the 127, and outside of him, the number 11 car, that's Kenny Hoffman from Allentown, Pennsylvania. Row 8 on the inside, the 52, James Edens from Santa Rosa, California, and outside of him, the number 89 car, that's Nathan Vandewacker from Noraville, New South Wales, Australia. Row 9, the most recent winner here with the series at Williams Grove, the 07, Hayden Cardwell. He's out of Knoxville, Tennessee, and outside of him, the number 13A, that's Aiden Beerline from Woodford, Virginia. Final two starters, the 16 car, Joey Lingen from Santa Rosa, California, and outside of him from Chico, California, the 24 of Tanner Pettit will start shotgun on the field. And it's funny, Tim, you mentioned if Pettit, he will more than likely overtake Alex Bergeron here for the points. But if Pettit does finish dead last in this one, he actually will stay behind him by 2 points. I find that kind of interesting with how the points shake out. But there's the weather forecast right now. 67 degrees, 5 mile per hour for wind, 63-degree track temp, and obviously it is a clear and sunny day. And you can see right there, Tim, this track is already slick, and it is ready for some great action here with the World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series.
And the one thing that you mentioned off the top of the show as well, this is a 35-lap feature, and the last two races, first two races, have gone by fairly quickly. But with this configuration that we have here at the Grove, they are going to have to focus for a while and get up on the wheel and make sure that they have it for 35 laps. If you want to check out the schedule, the upcoming events, the standings, as they come out of Williams Grove after this evening. The drivers, everything that you need to know about this series can be found at iRacing.com/WOOSC. So head over there and check that out as well. And of course, if you want to get your iRacing career started, no better time than the present. Black Friday sales going on until November 30th. Head over to iRacing.com. You get 25% off 1- and 2-year renewals and 50% off new users through November 30th through the middle of this week. We are getting ready to go green flag racing here at Williams Grove next time by to see who takes away round number 3. We've got some big names up in front looking to take away a feature victory. We got some rookies mixed in here as well. This is a nice little mix that we have here for this third round.
Yeah, it sure is. And you mentioned, the last couple rounds have gone by pretty fast. Weed Sport last week, the feature 35 laps took just under 8 minutes to run. There was no yellows. Now, in comparison, tonight's Last Chance Showdown took 3.5 minutes for 12 laps. It just goes to show how much bigger this track is, how long these drivers will be behind the wheel. If this thing goes green to checker, these guys are going to be absolutely wore out mentally here by the end of this race. We'll see what happens as we go green for round number 3 of the World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series. We got contact down the front straightaway between C and Carpenter. They sorted out and keep on going.
They work through 1 and 2, 2 and 3 wide as they try to navigate the back straightaway and down into turn number 3. looks like besides that little bit of contact in the opening lap coming to green, the most part, everybody has found a place to race right now and found a dancing partner. Most of these drivers are too wide.
Yep, good stuff here at the front of the field. It's still Timothy Smith showing the way, looking for his second career win with the World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series. Behind him, Evan C. running in second. Then it's Tyler Shell, the defending Outlaw champion, up into the third position. Aiden Forster fourth, and Noah Carpenter completes the top 5 as they work on lap number 3.
English Air right in the middle of the mix as well in position number 6 as they continue to trade a couple of positions. Interested to see how those drivers make it up from the last chance showdown as you look to the inside there. A couple of drivers battling 2 and 3 wide. Kendall Tucker, the one on the inside, trying to make something happen. First feature event of the season for Kendall Tucker as he tries to get that red, white, and blue 00 a little closer to the front.
Never thought we'd say that during race number 3 for a driver the caliber of Kendall Tucker. He's just had a tough year. Hopefully has something good to talk about here by the end of this one. Up front, still Smith showing the way by about 8 car lengths. The race is on for the second position between the most recent champions in both the sprint car and the late model series. Here comes a big run for Tyler Shell down the back straightaway. Looks to the outside of Evan C. for the second position. Right there as well is a driver looking for that first ever series win with Aiden Forster. 3-car battle for second down the front stretch.
And Carpenter's got a front row seat to that one in front of him as he tries to hold off English just off the shot in turn number 2. As you see the 85 is Shell on that outside, Forster to the inside, and Evan C. also working that inside line, and they are seeing Timothy Smith pull away from this.
Yeah, they sure are. Smith is running some great lap times. The last time by Tim, he was 2/10 faster than all the drivers inside the top 5 behind him. A torrent pace right now for the driver out of Rocheport, Missouri. Evan C. still in second, but he is being hounded by 3 different drivers. Tyler Shell to the outside, gets to the right rear tire of Evan C. down into turn number 1. Forster's there, Carpenter's there, and here comes Avila as well. It's like a 5-car battle for second right now. They're 4 wide almost coming off the corner.
Yeah, they battle for that second place position. You saw the other half of that 4-wide battle with Kendall Tucker kind of stuck in the middle around 10th place. Some great racing all throughout this pack, except for the lead. And Timothy Smith is gone. This is the battle you're watching for position number 2 as Tyler Shell takes to the outside, trying to take it away from Evan C.
It looks like C is married to the inside of the racetrack, has not left that middle to bottom groove the entire way, and Tyler Shell is going to rocket around the outside. The defending Outlaw champion is up to the second position. He got his first ever win with the series here back in 2021, and now he takes second and looks to track down the number 85 of Timothy Smith. And here comes Noah Carpenter, who has been an unbelievable story as far as rookies go. He's into the 3rd spot, gets around Evan C.
Outside line, the place to be. You ride on board with the 42 in position number 3, trying to get in the tire tracks of Tyler Shell and trying to track down Timothy Smith as Timothy Smith leads this thing, and there goes Carpenter.
Yeah, Noah Carpenter up into the 2nd spot there. A big move, a bold move to get by the number 85 of Tyler Shell. Shell says, I don't think so, not yet. Takes the spot right back off of turn number 2. Carpenter crosses back to the inside. The young kid's going to take second. He's looking for his first ever World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series win, but he has got some serious ground to make up. He's 2 seconds behind Timothy Smith.
They trade that spot, but where did Ryan Avila come from? That white and blue 49 has moved to position number 4, and it might be 3rd. Shell has a handful. Ryan Avila in the top 5 and pushing forward towards the front. He started 8th, caution free. He's up to position number 4, 13 laps in.
Absolutely phenomenal stuff. We've got 5 guys inside the top 5, all from different states here in the U.S. Obviously, Timothy Smith up front from Missouri. You're riding on board with the Californian. Ryan Avila up the road, the number 42 car. Noah Carpenter from Florida. You got Tyler Shell from Pennsylvania and Evan C. from South Carolina. So much diversity here when it comes to the hometowns for these drivers. And we got great race going on for this 4th spot. And there goes Evan C. He looks underneath of Ryan Avila, who pulls away from him down the back straightaway.
And tries to play a little bit of that offense as well to catch those top 2 in front. And then you look back at the rest of the field, and there's still 2, and I think I saw a glance of 3 wide back there, but for the most part, Chase, considering where they were off the first 3 or 4 laps, I think most of these drivers have kind of taken that deep breath and found a place to race right now.
Yeah, biggest mover right now is Avila, up 4 positions. Also up 4 spots is the number 24 of Tanner Pettit. He's up into the 16th position, but he needs to gain some more ground here as a close call in the middle of the pack there. As we take a look at Braden Eiler making his way towards the front of the field. Former winner here at the Grove is up into the 7th position now. Eiler, he was very strong earlier on in this heat race. Tim Member drove from 7th and almost got up to 2nd. He currently rides in that 7th spot right now, battling with Sean English down the front stretch.
And goes to that inside as Sean English tries to get it back, takes that look to the inside. Logan Rumsey there as well. Rumsey trying to advance his 9th place position. Eiler to the outside in the 5 as Eiler tries to find a way around English. And here comes Rumsey trying to get 2 for 1.
Yeah, Braden Eiler gets a little banana splitty down the front stretch, goes between Sean English and the number 41 of Rumsey. Now it's going to be English in the middle of the racetrack right there, trying to get back by Braden Eiler. Does he throw a slider? No, he'll try and roll the middle of the racetrack. But I'll tell you what, Tim, Noah Carpenter has cut a 2nd off the lead of Timothy Smith. He is tracking him down with still plenty of time to go.
16 laps remaining in the second half of this one as Eiler kind of hops a cushion a little bit, gets English to the inside, and Rumsey trying to go through the middle and pick up 2 spots. What a great battle this is for position number 7 on back, and it's closing in. J.D. Brown and a few others in behind. There is the look from J.D. Brown as he tries to get into this 3-car battle to make it a 4 for position number 7.
Oh, close call there. Rumsey nearly got into the back bumper of Sean English right in front of the 14 of J.D. Brown. They were able to stay off of each other and keep on motoring along. Another 10th taken off the lead by Noah Carpenter. Just 8 tenths behind Timothy Smith now. As you watch this battle 3 wide down the back straightaway again. Braden Eiler, Sean English, and Logan Rumsey. They don't know who wants to run in 7th right now. At this point in time, it's Eiler, but it looks like English or Rumsey could take the spot at any point in time.
And then they got about a half second or so back to what would be Tucker and the balance of this field as Braden Eiler holds on to 7th. Sean English wants to try to find a way around. We'll hop to the middle groove and look at this battle. That's Avila and Shell going at it for position number 3. You mentioned Carpenter has pulled away. He's pulled away from this battle by about a 2nd, and he's got about a 2nd to catch Timothy Smith.
Yeah, great stuff here for 3rd position. Avila once again up the racetrack, 3 wide for 3rd down the front straightaway. Evan C., he may have dropped back a couple of positions, but he is sticking tough for this 3rd spot. As there goes C up the racetrack, takes 3rd away from Tyler Shell. As you look at Eiler and English once again battling for 7th. They have got this battle going back and forth the entire way. Great stuff up front. Carpenter still trying to track down C. And there's just too much to look at here, Tim. There's so much going on the racetrack right now.
It looks like Carpenter has turned up the wick a little bit these last couple of laps, but it seems like every time Noah gets a little bit closer, Smith fires it up a little bit. Speaking about firing it up, Sean English wants this spot away as he tries to take it away from the Braden Eiler number 5, and in behind Rumsey waiting for something to happen here. What a run by the English machine up the hill, drives it down, does Eiler, and another great side-by-side battle between these 2 for 7th.
Oh, and Rumsey again nearly gets into the back of English right there as English kind of made like a late lane change there. I don't think Rumsey was expected to see that. Nearly got into the back bumper of him. Was able to stay off him once again and continue to race on for the 7th position. There goes English now. He runs the very bottom side of the racetrack. Pulls up to the left rear of Braden Eiler. Racing again back into turn number 3. The 960, the 5, the 41, and throw the 14 to J.D. Brown in there as well. Great stuff here at Williams Grove.
English back to the inside, Rumsey looking to the outside, and to that bottom side goes Eiler, and as they battle, Timothy Smith has turned the wick up again. He is over a 2nd between your top 2, as you also see the battle up there with Ryan Avila battling with Shell and the rest of them. There's all kinds of great battles. Battle for 13th there as well.
Yeah, Evan C. has taken the 3rd spot back, by the way. He got by Avila and Avila and Shell, I should say. He's gotten back up there in the race for 13th. You're looking at a couple of guys trying to go at it. There's Hayden Cardwell in the mix, as well as Kenny Hoffman having a decent run here tonight. Great to see that, as Hoffman struggled the first 2 races, but has got things going here tonight at Williams Grove Speedway. Man, oh man, the Eiler battle is once again heating up, and now it's Rumsey who's taking the spot away.
And Logan Rumsey run away and hide for position number 7. As they've battled, it's closed in the drivers in behind them, including Edens, Tucker, Cardwell. Cardwell might be a little bit farther behind, but as you see him for 13th place battling there for that final, for that 13th place spot in the final few laps of this one. Just a footnote as well, we mentioned Tanner Pettit coming into this night second in the championship standings, currently running 16th and in a battle for that spot with Joey Lindgren. So Pettit had an opportunity tonight to gain a lot of points, Chase. I don't think it's going to happen.
Oh, and Braden Eiler just made some contact with J.D. Brown off of turn number 2, and looks like the number 5 car going to lose several spots. Lost one to Edens, lost one to Tucker, and obviously lost one to J.D. Brown. So Braden Eiler is going to find himself coming across the line way back in 12th. After that entire time we were showing him, he was running for 7th, and now he's back in 12th. So a tough break there for the number 5 car.
And just like that, we're coming to the white flag. Final lap in what is going to be a caution-free feature here at the Grove. Down the back straightaway for the final time. And Timothy Smith going to reinsert himself into a battle for the championship. Started off the season a little rocky, but going to turn it around in round number 3. Timothy Smith is your winner at the Grove. Noah Carpenter with a great effort. The rookie comes home in position number 2. Evan C. in 3rd, and Timothy Smith going to light it up here. What a show by team number 86.
Yeah, he was just dominant all night long. We saw him win the heat race by 2 seconds. And in this race, his lead got up to about 2 seconds. And then by the end, it fell down to 1.7 over Noah Carpenter. Evan C. in 3rd. What a great win here for Timothy Smith. One of the most likable guys here with the series. A very humble kid. Races a 360 sprint car in real life. Is supposed to take on the full season at Knoxville Raceway in real life coming up in 2024. And great to see him get the win here tonight at the Grove.
Absolutely. Timothy Smith, your winner. Carpenter C on your podium. We'll chat with those drivers in just a few moments' time. Ryan Avila from 8th to 4th and got up there. Looked like he was going to be on the podium at least by the end of this one. Going to come home with 4th, though. Tyler Schell 5th. Aiden Forster 6th. Logan Rumsey 7th. J.D. Brown 8th. James Edens 9th. And Kendall Tucker, first feature of the season, in 10th. Cardwell in 11th. Hoffman 12th. Eiler back to 13th at the end of that one. Beerline from a last chance showdown to 14th. Joey Lindgren 15th. Ross Kaiser 16th. Sean English in 17th. Tanner Pettit 18th. Had a huge opportunity to gain points this evening. Gonna come home 18th. Blake Majulis 19th. And Nathan Vanderwacker, your field for round number 3 of the World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series, powered by iRacing. What a show. Your winner this evening is driver number 86, Timothy Smith, and Chase Rodman down in victory lane with him.
Yep, career win number 2 with the World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series. And Tim, after qualifying after the heat race, we kind of knew that you were going to be the guy to beat here tonight and pulled out to a huge lead there. Noah reeled you back in there for a moment, and right at the end, it looked like you just turned the wick back up again and won by a hefty margin. What do you have to say about that race?
It's amazing, dude. We kind of struggled the first 2 weeks there. Just got a couple incidents and misfortunates, and this update on iRacing now is it's tricky, and it's really hard to adapt when you knew something so well last season. We did so well last season, so it was kind of a struggle bus the first 2 weeks. But like Noah Carpenter and all my teammates and Elbows Up and Fan, they've been amazing teammates, man. They just kept behind me, and we've been supporting them, and we're getting better every week, man. It's just a process, but anything can happen in this series, and it's just amazing, man.
Yeah, I think after tonight, that was the perfect way to put it. Anything can happen. I think after tonight, we're down to 10 or 11 guys that have made every single feature so far. We're only 3 races into this thing. How tough is the series right now? I mean, the parity, the competition just seems so tough. Obviously, Alex won the first 2, but then he misses the next one. I mean, it's crazy out there.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy. Just like I said, this nobody can go off a notebook of last season. I mean, it's completely different now, and it's a completely different ball game. And you got all these rookies like Noah Carpenter. I mean, he's been an amazing kid. Some practice nights he actually helps me out. It's kind of crazy to think he's only 14, and it's the competition is pretty stout right now, and it's really tough to win. And even though I won last year, this one feels even sweeter based off the first 2 weeks we had.
Well, that's great to hear, Timothy. Congratulations on the win, man, and we'll see you next week at Lincoln.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I just got to thank Tiger Towing, Ozark Barge and Dock, MC Fleets, man, there's just too many people to think on this. I'm forgetting a lot of people, man, but I'm just super emotional right now. Just thank you, Chase, for putting on the broadcast, and thank you, iRacing.
All right, Timothy Smith, your winner here tonight for round number 3 of the World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series here at Williams Grove Speedway. Love to see these guys get emotional over this stuff. It really does mean a lot to these drivers. And something that's going to mean a lot to another driver is Noah Carpenter, who finishes in 2nd here tonight. One of the most promising rookies that we've got here in 2023. Trying to get him into our broadcast booth here real quick, and we'll get a word with the driver out of Spring Hill, Florida. There he is, Noah Carpenter, finishing in 2nd. And Noah, for a moment there, man, it looked like you had a chance to reel in Timothy. You come up 1 spot short, but I know it's not a win, but you've got to be absolutely thrilled with how this thing has started off. A 2nd place in just your 3rd Pro Series start.
Yeah, I'm absolutely pumped. I couldn't have imagined it to go any better than this. I mean, to be so close to Tim, who's, in my opinion, one of the best drivers on the sim, it's just amazing.
Well, so now after tonight, you're going to be sitting. You're 2nd in points right now. After tonight, we just watched, or I just saw the updated graphic here on the back end. Obviously, very, very exciting stuff. What was so tough about getting around Williams Grove here tonight? Because, like I said throughout the broadcast, you caught up to Timothy from a 2nd behind. You dropped it to a 2nd, but then you lost it towards the end. What were you struggling with there towards the end of the race?
Yeah. Towards the middle part of the race there, I felt like our setup started coming in real good. But, yeah, this place is treacherous once you get slick like that. And I started falling behind him, so I kind of took it easy because this place is so difficult. You never know when it's going to catch you out.
Well, Noah, you've been super fun to watch. Great stories so far this season. Nice job, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you. I'd like to give a quick shout-out to RW3 Services, M9, Race Tech Titanium, The Little Speed Shop, Midwest Suspension Company, Finish Line Race Designs, and a big thank you to my spotter, Blake Giglia.
All right, Noah Carpenter, P2 here tonight, and is the highest rookie in the points by a large margin. The next rookie is down in 16th. Noah Carpenter in 2nd. Evan C. tonight, he is your 3rd place finisher. And Evan there, man, for a moment in that race, I thought we were going to see you finish back in 8th, 9th, or 10th as you lost some ground early. But then late, the car came back to life. You stuck it on the bottom, and it seemed like you never really left that middle to bottom part of the racetrack.
Oh, yeah, the track just kind of suited us in the middle and bottom, and I just didn't feel that good in the beginning. Trying to move up to the top like they were, and Timothy, Noah, and Shell, the rest of those guys were pretty good on the top, and just kind of waiting. I kind of figured the set would come to us. I just didn't know when, if it would be the last couple laps, or I might have 15 good laps towards the end, and turned out we were pretty good in those last 15 or so, and started running back down to Timothy and Noah there, but definitely a good run for us, and I'm just glad the track came to us for sure.
Now, a very interesting story here. You're trying to become the first guy ever to win both the Sprint Car and Late Model Series championships. You're now at the top of the points by 6 over Noah. You've been in this position before, winning 2 Late Model championships. Are you pretty surprised right now to see yourself at the top of the pylon when it comes to the standings?
Yeah, I knew we was going to have some pretty good speed. I always felt like, during the qualifiers, leading up to the series, we were pretty good of teammates and stuff. So it's just a matter of putting each night together. But these sprint sets, I think Timothy was talking about it. They're just way different than it was before. So, we can't just carry a setup from each track to each track. You definitely have to fine tune every week, and even on the same track, I think depending on how it plays out, you have to fine tune the setup for certain track conditions, and it's just gonna be a hard game. I think we have 7 races left now, so there's a lot of races left, a lot can happen, but just gotta stay consistent and keep starting up front.
All right, nice job tonight, Evan. 3rd place result. We'll see you next week at Lincoln.
Yeah, thank you.
Evan C. finishes up in 3rd, and Tim Terry, wow. What a wild night at Williams Grove Speedway. A pretty dominating performance for your race winner there, Timothy Smith. But behind him, the gloves came off. And now take a look at this right here. Evans C, a 6-point advantage over the rookie Noah Carpenter. Then Ryan Avila is all of a sudden up into third. James Eden's fourth. And the defending champion, Tyler Schell, jumps from outside the top 10, I believe, up in, or no, he was 7th. He's up to 5th now. Forster and Bergeron goes from first to 34 back, tied with Tanner Pettit, who was second coming into the night for 7th.
And there was 27 points, I believe, between the top two coming in, and now they're tied at 7th and 8th, 34 points back. So for Bergeron, it's a 61-point swing or so between first and where he is now in 7th. So that just goes to show that if you miss one feature, anything can happen, and it is definitely game on. If anybody's going to come back from a hole, it's definitely going to be Alex Bergeron. We will continue to look at those points throughout, and if you like what you saw this evening in Pennsylvania, we are going to move down to Lincoln Speedway next week. Monday, December 4th, it's another Monday night, same time, and we are going to see some fantastic racing. What do you think we're going to see at Lincoln next week?
Well, we'll head over about, 45 minutes away from Williams Grove to the Pigeon Hills of Abbottstown, Pennsylvania. Lincoln Speedway, one of the newest tracks on the iRacing service. And what's so exciting about that is not all these guys have millions of laps like they do at like a Williams Grove or a Volusia Speedway Park. Lincoln, tight confines, very small racetrack, super, super racy. Both ends of the track completely different. You love to see something like that. So Lincoln is going to be dynamite. I think it's going to be a great race. It was a great race last year in its debut with the series, so looking forward to next Monday already.
It's going to be a fantastic show. The first 3 races have been phenomenal. Big storylines, and the big storyline this evening is Alex Bergeron, after winning 2, is not going to go to victory lane this evening. Not even going to make the feature. It goes to Timothy Smith. That's going to do it for us here this evening. So on behalf of our entire iRacing production crew and Chase Rodman, my name is Tim Terry. We will see you next Monday night when we say, let's go racing. Until then, keep the hammer down, and we'll see you at the track.